Hello everyone, my name is Thurblife, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, we do HOTS, things, and a couple other random videos every now and then, so be sure to check those out as well. But today, we'll be going over what the hell is going on at Activision as they stopped trying their hardest for the players, and they started trying their hardest for all their shareholders and all the people that don't buy their games, right? So, just a little bit of background about me. I've been playing Blizzard games since StarCraft 1 and have been playing Warcraft since about 2005. So, I've been around Blizzard games pretty much my entire life. I've dabbled in all of the games over the years, like Overwatch, Diablo, StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm especially. And something definitely feels like it's changed. Well, I know, it's not Blizzard, it's Activision-Blizzard, but you never really got that until about recently, the last couple of years especially, where there was once developers and a company that cared about your experiences, your adventures, and the fun you were having in their universes that they had created for you. Like visions, that their ideas that they are passionate about has since been replaced by a company that only seeks to just suck every last ounce of money and everything out of its player base, whether it be microtransactions, store amounts, and a bunch of other random shit, loot boxes, right? That's not what Blizzard's about. Blizzard's about having the experience and having fun with your friends online, because sometimes, you're not able to hang out with your friends because they live 3 countries away, but, together in Warcraft, you guys could be connected and still, talk on a regular basis, and people meet their wives and their husbands there, and a bunch of other things like that. But let's talk about what has happened in 2018. 2018 has been a huge year for Activision Blizzard, hasn't it? First with the announcement at BlizzCon about their brand new mobile Diablo game, a game no one really wants, and we've surely let them know that, right? But they're acting like it's the greatest thing ever and that we really want it. Does anyone really want Diablo Immortal? I know, like, not microtransactions, but mobile gaming is, like, really huge in China, and it's, like, a totally untapped market. But this is not what the fans want. Diablo has always been played on a PC game, like a PC. It's a PC game. Why do they... I mean, you can make a mobile Diablo version, but don't announce it and hype it up for the last few weeks before the BlizzCon and make it sound like it's some huge thing that everyone wants. Everyone wanted Diablo 4, but you give them this, and of course they're going to be upset because you're like tugging the carrot along, right? You're like, hey, come on, let's hop on the Diablo 4 bandwagon. Hey, just kidding. Slap in the face with my penis. It's actually a mobile game that no one wants. So, I know that they can make a lot of money with the mobile gaming market with microtransactions and stuff, but again, that's not what they want. This isn't what the players want. And as you can tell, it didn't end up well. They have one of the highest disliked videos on YouTube now. Even some people went so far to ask them if it was an out-of-season April Fool's joke, which I thought was really funny. But if you look at it, World of Warcraft isn't doing so hot either. With 8.1 being the first major content patch since BFA launched, it honestly hasn't included anything noteworthy outside of a new Warfront and a couple other things, like maybe some balance updates, I think. Maybe some class tuning. Woo, right? Can't wait to finish that content in a few hours. 8.1.5 isn't even coming for another month. And then you'll finally, maybe, be able to play your allied races. People wanted to play the Kultiran humans and Zandalari trolls at the beginning of the expansion when we thought, that's what we were getting. That's half the reason I bought the game, was because I wanted to play a Kultiran human druid. And then I figured out trolls could be the paladins and the druids, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that too. But instead of a new raid, and the things people actually pre-ordered for the expansion, I'm just going to keep running Mythic Plus and spend hours running around on island editions. So, hey, let's release some content. Here's a store mount. A fucking store mount. Really? nothing makes your player base more happy than having a drought of content, but then looking at that store amount and everything's just magically feels better. So, I mean, the mount is pretty cool, though. I'm going to give them that. It's pretty great. But I personally prefer my 8 reskinned horses, so they can keep it. StarCraft, though. What is StarCraft doing? I haven't played StarCraft in a long time. For all I know, it's just sitting out there floating in space, just doing its own thing. I have no idea what's going on. So apparently their dev team's doing pretty good work because no one said anything bad or good against it, so good for them. Hearthstone just got an expansion, and that's pretty much it. Woo. More cards, pay to win. Excellent. I mean, that's the whole game, though. It's always been like that, so it's no big deal. Overwatch, just kind of hanging out. It just continues to be Blizzard's, I think, shining gem at the moment, with frequent balance updates and content patches galore. You know, good job, Overwatch team. Good job, Papa Jeff. I can't wait for your games to get your devs taken away so that you guys can all join me in playing my mobile Overwatch. So, and that lastly, the last game we have here, Heroes of the Storm. Don't even get me fucking started. Activision has decided that they need devs from the HOTS team to go work on other games. And I put games in quotation marks because they're not games, it's mobile games. But we know that's what Blizzard was going to do because that's what they said at BlizzCon, was that they were going to take devs to their other games that they were developing and make mobile games, more or less. So they pretty much just left Heroes of the Storm with enough developers to just keep it going. That's about it. It's like, hey, we had all this stuff planned. We have the esports scene. We have the Heroes of the Dorm. And they're like, nah, we're going to cut that and not tell anyone until 2 weeks before Christmas, leaving hundreds of people that we employed unemployed and scrambling to find jobs, canceling their Christmas plans to go see their girlfriend, and a whole bunch of other just really shitty things. Honestly, that's the part that made me the most fucking mad. I mean, if they wanted to take away Heroes Esports, that's fine. I know the game doesn't do too hot. I personally love the game. I think it's a very fun game, but it doesn't pull numbers like Dota or League does. So I understand that they wanted to cut funding for it, but they could have at least told everyone, not like as it was happening. A lot of the players were just like, man, fuck this. This sucks. Like, what are we supposed to do now? Like, a bunch of people are just jumping ship. They're going to League. I know a couple players moved regions to be playing in HOTS competitive, and look at them now. They're out of a job and in some foreign place that they wouldn't normally be, right? But I don't know. It's just really shitty to fire all those people 2 weeks before Christmas. What the fuck? Like, really? That's not Blizzard. That's definitely not Blizzard. Blizzard takes care of their own, and they always have. This is definitely the work of Activision, in my opinion, at least. So, like, HOTS was a great, like, it's not like a super awesome game. It doesn't pull numbers, like I said, but it's a good game. I call it a stepping stone game, okay? It's a stepping stone game for people to move up and play other MOBAs. It's a good first MOBA. And I say that as a person that's played League. I've never played Dota before, but I started with League, and then I transitioned into Heroes of the Storm. And Heroes of the Storm was so much, like, more forgiving and team-based, and I really like that. What I didn't like about League was that one person can literally walk in somewhere, kill everyone, and then walk out and leave. At least in Heroes, it's like a team-based game, so you have to cooperate and work together, and that's what makes that game good or bad. So, a lot of my friends that I've introduced them to MOBAs, I've taken them through Heroes of the Storm, such as Ulcina from the channel, and Zeno from the channel, and a couple other people. It's easier to bring them into Heroes than it is to League, so you can learn pretty much the mechanics and stuff. But I'm getting way off topic here. The past few months at Blizzard, I think have just been a constant game of just hold my beer. Just like, what can we do next that's just going to piss everyone off? I mean, it's not just Blizzard, though. It's, Blizzard, Activision, Bethesda, EA. All these gaming companies are doing all these horrible things to their fans and their people that have been buying their games for years. But what is the problem? Like, what is going on in today's society that it's okay to just like forgo everything that worked before, right? So before you would go and you buy a game and you'd be happy and you get the full game, and then nowadays it's, oh hey, we've made 15 games this year, they're all shit, so we need to make more games next year, so maybe we can have just one diamond in the rough of shit. I know they make like that's Ubisoft that makes like 48 Assassin's Creeds a year. But what it comes down to is companies don't respect their players anymore, and it feels like they're just there to appease shareholders. And what they don't realize is that they make money when players are happy, and when players are liking what's going on, when they don't like something that's going on, they'll just leave for something else, because there's a lot of games out there. It's not like it's 1997 or 1987 and all we have is fucking Pong and some other shit. There's plenty of games out there that people can play. And I've personally stopped playing a lot of the Blizzard games and moved on to other games that, like, I picked up Red Dead. I've been playing Red Dead a whole lot. I picked up Smash. So, but back to the topic. Like, all they have to do is just appease to their customers, and the rest will come naturally, right? Or am I missing something? I mean, it's always been, you make the customers happy, right? Customer first is what they teach you in retail. If you've ever worked retail, it's always, you have to make the customer happy. And the customer's not always right, so we don't go that way. You always make sure that the customer's taken care of, because if you take care of your employees will take care of your customers, and then your customers will take care of your business. That's not the case anymore. Blizzard has not taken care of their employees. They slashed their Christmas bonuses. The employees aren't taking care of the consumers, which are us. And the consumers aren't taking care of the game, which upsets the shareholders, which then reflect back on us because they have to make cuts, like cutting HGC, so that they can keep everything else floating. They're like, all right, here we're on a raft and we got to cut someone off. Bye, heroes. Nice knowing you. Have fun at sea. So over the past few months, ever since the Diablo fiasco, they've lost 40% of their stock prices. Over 40%. 40% is a lot. I'm no stock expert. I'm not, a economic person. I don't study that. I'm not a mathematician. But 40% of a stock price drop in a few months cannot be good, right? So, and how they reacted to that, they shut down HOTS, like I said. Boom. They shut it down. Not the game, but the esports scene, sorry. And then, other companies are having other similar problems, like Bethesda. Bethesda just released Fallout 4 a month ago? And a few weeks, on Black Friday, it was $40 for a brand new game. It's unheard of. It's ridiculous. And let's see. It's just something that you don't hear about very often, right? And I understand that companies want to make money, but they have to know their audience, right? Gamers will pay for things if you can give them things that they've been promised, that they've been told they're getting, and it's things that they're going to want. Now, not everyone's always going to agree, okay? You can't always give the gamers what they want, because, then you end up with unbalanced, unfair games where paladins one-shot everyone, like in vanilla or whatever, and then it's just like, oh, hey, my hunter pet I need 14 of them out at one time. And so you can't do things like that, obviously, but just listen to the majority. I mean, it's not hard. It's just they have the right tools, and they're just not using them to their full potential. Right? And we get it that sometimes things take time, and that's fine, okay? That's life. You have to wait for things. But what's not fine is when you rush everything or make multiple different, like right now. They stated in the Heroes of the Storm thing that they announced with the HTC gone and everything, they stated that they are working on more projects than ever before. More doesn't mean better. Just because I'm working on 14 videos right now doesn't mean that they're all going to be fucking fantastic, okay? Like, work on one thing or a couple things, put your best people on everything, right? Make sure that you got the best people you can possibly have on one thing, and it'll turn out it's quality over the quantity, and that's what it used to be, Blizzard, and not so much anymore. It's quality over quantity, everyone. But mobile games are huge in China and other regions of Asia, I'm not sure. But don't forget about fans that have been there with you since the beginning and have been there with you through the rough times and the great times. Activision has come into this company like a parasite, and it has slowly gotten rid of everything that made Blizzard the company it was. They've gotten rid of Chris Metz, and they got rid of Mike Morhaime, a bunch of other huge names at Blizzard. And today all we're left with is a shell that it once was, and it's so sad. As someone, especially as someone that's been playing Blizzard games for 20 years, my friends, this isn't Blizzard anymore. This is full-fledged Activision. That's going to go ahead and do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching if you went through the whole thing. I know it kind of rambled a little bit, but I appreciate everyone that watches this video. Be sure to drop likes on the video, dislike it if you didn't like it, and leave some comments. We can talk about it. I love the feedback, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more things. Until then, I'll see you. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.